Hello, good Football Connect family. Welcome back to another video. This is the Football Connect. I'm your host, Sam, and we are back again with another one. As we are looking at how the Premier League Saturday gave us a mouth-watering fixtures and how we enjoyed the games as a whole, people. So we're going to be talking about everything that happened, and I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section. Do me a favor, click the like button, subscribe to the Connect. This is the Premier League review, as we are going to be talking about everything that happened. Let's go. So, of course, we always want to start where the controversy is, and the controversy was Arsenal versus Newcastle. Or it was Newcastle versus Arsenal because it was being played at the home of craziness. I don't lie to you. The Geordies knows how to put a performance in terms of supporting their team, and that's what we saw today. They were on the ref. I don't want to lie to you. It was hard to become the ref of that game because the way the 12th man of the Geordies was all over the referees. It's all about excitement, people. So we're going to be talking about everything that happened. We want to hear your thoughts in the comment section. We are going to talk about the VAR controversial moments as well as they come back to haunt us, and also other things that happened. As well, we'll visit the other games as well, and what a battering that Bournemouth got from Man City. All of that will be covered today. So do me a favor, click the like button. So Geordies went to play. We're playing against Arsenal today, and it was a good game. I don't want to lie to you because we saw what Newcastle are capable of. Because you have to understand that this game, as it was being played, it was being played with Newcastle with not all their players that they need to have in this game. Remember, they have a lot of players who are out because of injury. But they played so well, people. I don't want to lie to you. They fought to the very end for this game. I just want to cross-check something here. They played to the very end. They had to fight. They had to put everything that they had to put in this game. And again, there are a lot of things I'm going to complain about. Of course, before I even get to the VAR issue, because that is an important thing that we need to talk about, because another day, so many errors in one single week. This is week 11 and we're still crying about VAR. So let me get that on the side. But let's talk about the performance. Arteta went with I think it was in the midfield. He had Jorginho. I think he had Declan Rice. Who was in the mid? Let me check the formation right now here, because I don't want to say what is wrong here as I'm talking to you people. So this is how Arteta set up his team. It was Jorginho being the defensive midfielder, Declan Rice on the left, and Kai Havertz on the right. Remember, this is the position that people told me that Kai Havertz will perform amazing if he's given that position. This is the Odegaard position, but Odegaard was injured, hence he was not in the game. And up forward with Martinelli, Nketiah, and Saka. At the back, Tomiyasu, Gabriel, Saliba, and Ben White. This is how Mikel Arteta set his team. And I think Eddie Howe set his team: Nick Pope, Trippier, Joel Kluski or something, and Cher. You have to understand that Stephen Botsman is not here because he's injured. Dan Burn was, of course, who had to be taken out. Longstaff, Tonali is out because of the gambling issue, and we had Gumares and we had Jollington. Man, Jollington is a workaholic in the midfield. Amaron up forward, Wilson because Isak is injured as well, and we also had Gordon, who got the goal, by the way, the victory goal, the one that won the game. The interesting part about this game is this: as much as these two teams were set up, the Geordies and both Arsenal did not look like they were gonna win this game, to be honest. I actually thought that, because it was a good game. Trust me, everyone who was watching it was a rival with nothing to do in connection with these teams was enjoying the game. I felt like it was demanding so much, and tactically these managers really put themselves into the test. But one thing that I have a problem with, and I said this against Chelsea, the only reason Arsenal came back into the game against Chelsea is because Chelsea allowed them to come back. In this game against Newcastle, the reason why we never saw Arsenal is because the little defense that Newcastle had, of course, they didn't even have their big, one of the main defenders in Steven, I think it's called Batomas or Bosman. I think you can cross check with me. He was not even in the game, and they still failed to penetrate. Because the stats never lie. Somebody always tell me that the stats don't lie. The stats are telling me that the whole entire game, the whole entire game. Listen to this, people, and I'm not making this up. The whole entire game, Arsenal had one shot on target. The whole entire game, one shot on target, and I think it was hit from outside by a midfield, and that was it. The whole entire game, even though they had 14 shots, the whole entire game, one shot on target. That has to be that. So many questions has to be asked about that. Something has to be done because they are not firing. They need somebody who finish the chances. Saka will do as much as he can, but he's a winger who's not like, an inside winger like, Mohamed Salah, who can score so many goals as a winger. Or as well, Martinelli as well. He's a winger that crosses in. What is the guy in the middle? What is the guy who scored a hat-trick last season doing? What was Nketiah doing in the game? Because I think it's really important. We are going to talk about the controversy of what the referees have done because it's crazy. But let's focus on the team itself. What is Mikel Arteta really doing if he cannot work on preparing his team going forward? And as well going back, because I also have a problem with the goalkeeper as well. Because Nketiah was anonymous. It was anonymous the whole entire game. I did not see him do anything. I did not see him giving something that people could actually be smiling about. And you wonder that, is this the man? Is this the guy who wants to achieve something at the end of the season? What is he expecting to achieve at the end of the season if they're not working over going forward? Let's talk about the midfield. Jorginho, of course, there were 9 shots on target as well, but if it wasn't because of Declan Rice, do you think Arsenal this game would have ended by 1-0? I think it would have been more, because I felt like so many times Declan Rice had to come back to help out in defending and try to help out create something in attacking as well. So he was doing a two-man job at the same time. And of course, it's injuries. You don't have Odegaard who can create something out for himself when he sees that there's nothing coming from the up front, and a lot of things like that. But also Kai Havertz. You get the chance to play the position you are. I'm not saying he was terrible like he has always been. There were some changes when you were watching him. You could see that, okay, there is something that you can hold on to here because it was exciting to watch. But on top of that as well, when you expect something from a man or from a player, he was offering nothing. In fact, the only thing that I felt like he offered, I think he should have been sent off. Record somehow, because there were some crazy tackles that he did in the game. He lost his head. It reminded me of the Man City when we had it was a Kovacic who should have been sent off, but he was not sent off. That's what it reminded me when I was watching some Kai Havertz tackles and something that he did. Okay, to be honest, as much as this was a tactical outlet game, I think there were so many emotions in the game. And I think it was morely triggered by that Kai Havertz first tackle. A lot of things that happened after that, so many players were playing in the game, but they'd lost their minds. They'd lost their minds because, if I remember so well, Newcastle, almost the whole entire team got a yellow card. Shah, the defender, got a yellow card. Gumaras got a yellow card. Longstaff got a yellow card. Gordon got a yellow card. Tino Lemoveto got a yellow card. So there were a lot of yellows that were taken out in this game. And Arsenal, only Kai Havertz got a yellow card. Kai Havertz was the only one who got a yellow card, which is a little bit crazy as well. Because if I remember so well, when I look at the foul list here of the game, 9 fouls also were committed by Arsenal. 9 fouls. Of course, Newcastle committed 14, but also 9 fouls were committed by Arsenal, but only got 1 player yellow card. Of course, maybe we might say that the ref was letting so many tackles go because he was trying to create this amazing game. He didn't want to have a red card because it was going to ruin the excitement of the game. But there were so many tackles in this game that I'm still surprised that why is that there is only 1 yellow card in Arsenal's bench side, because also they were coming out in a harsh way as well as the game goes. But we can't complain about that because that was a good game. Newcastle never had a corner kick. That tells you that how good the defense of Arsenal is. Now, let's talk about the other thing that I was complaining about, the goalkeeper. People are going to tell me that Ramsdale goal received 3 against West Ham and we went out of the, the Carabao Cup. Yeah, I think it was the Carabao Cup. And of course, he could not save 3 shots that he received which went in. But let me tell you something. There was something that Ramsdale did not have that Raya had, which is both Gabriel and Saliba. Gabriel with anybody next to is a different player than when he has Saliba, because I believe Saliba gives him that stability in terms of his performance wise. And I feel like if it was the guy that they took out here in Ramsdale, that goal would not have gone in. I'm sure that he was never going to jump himself and sacrifice himself to try and get to a ball that he knows that he could not get into and do whatever he did. I agree with Jamie Carragher when he's saying that Raya is all over the places, and that is what is causing so much of Arsenal's craziness in terms of how this season is going forward and how things are going forward. It's all about what he's offering and how he's sacrificing himself when he's not meant to be sacrificing himself. And that might have led to how this goal went in. Because as much as we go back and look, was the ball out, or was there a push, also was there an offside? Raya is all over the place. Because when the ball was brought back from Jollington's head to Gordon, do you know where Raya was standing? He was standing almost close to the edge of the 16 area box while he's supposed to be the goalkeeper was on the line. If that doesn't scream all over the place, I will never know what does. I will never know. And it was a crazy game. As much as Arsenal fans are angry, we need to be honest, people. We need to come back here. As much as even Mikel Arteta is not happy about this game, we need to come back here. Something has to be done with the VAR. Because now let's talk about the VAR controversial decisions. The first one, Kai Havertz's red card. I think that should have been given as a red card. Because when you look at that, and one person tried to go back and look at the red card that has been given to some teams, he's a lucky man to still be in the pitch. Very much a lucky man. That wasn't supposed to have happened. The guy should have gone out of that game, but did not go. And that caused so much emotion into the players and this dummy in the name of Gumeras decided to go use his own hand to hit a player in the head. I don't get it. I don't freaking get it. Why would somebody who is intelligent do something stupid like that? That should have been another record. So it means when you look at it, both teams should have gone to the end of that game with a one player out. But the referee didn't. He wanted the game to flow. He wanted the game to continue. So many people are going to complain, why is that the VAR did not look at the Guimaraes red card? I think they did. And they moved on. Because they were respecting what the referee's wishes were, which was to allow the game to flow. Now let's go to the final thing. I was watching Bing Sports and it confirmed that that ball did not go out. And do you know who do I feel bad for? Because that ball did not go out. It's actually Marcus Rashford in Manchester United. Because a few weeks back, they had a similar goal, which was ruled out for the ball going outside, which I think was even more inside than the one that we saw today. So you see, in terms of the VAR being straightforward with their decisions, this has to be cleared. So Manchester United were robbed. We can now see it clear as daylight. Because of course, when we watch it from Being, they were able to show us the line and they showed that just a piece of the border which was still in, which also reminded me of many years ago when Liverpool thought it scored against Man City, but that piece was the thing that stopped the ball from going in. It's crazy. It's really, really crazy. But we have to move on. We have to learn to move on. This is the Premier League. We have to move on. Those were Mikel Arteta's words. That remember, these people are human as well. They have to learn to move on. I'm not making this up. It's all over internet. Go look at all the Liverpool fans who were hurt with what he said after the game ended. He said, "These guys are humans. We have to move on." And I heard his post match. The way he went crazy on the VAR. We need help. Do you know how much 3 points meant? Liverpool knew how 3 points meant. We all knew. And you said that these guys were human. Now it happens to you, it hurts. I'm not playing the blame game here, but I'm saying Premier League football clubs have to unite. Don't say because it's another person who has been robbed. No, it's okay. It's okay. This guy, we have to understand these are humans. Now when it happens to you, the whole world has to turn for you. That's crazy. That is utter stupid and crazy. So, it's Dash World. You yourself actually came out on live television and you said that these guys are human beings. So you acknowledge that they are humans when it is happening against you. But when it happens for you, the whole world is to turn. Football can be painful, people. Football can be painful, but that's why we're here on the Connect to talk about the harsh truth. I'll do more in terms of the Arsenal when I do the match reactions, because there are so many things that I need to show you people visually so that you understand what really happened over the game. But it was one of the amazing games. But Arsenal needs a striker and Arsenal needs a goalkeeper. They need a goalkeeper, because if they continue with what they have, we said this. There are 2 transfers. Now I think there are now 3. There are 3 transfers which is going to expose Mikel Arteta's career. The Kai Havertz signing, the Raya signing, as well as not signing a striker. That's what's going to expose Arsenal's season as a whole. But yeah, I think I've said as much as I could. Maybe I was harsh. Also, because also there was a push as well on Gabriel's back, which of course they tried to took so much of it, and it was not ruled out. And they were checking for an offside, which I thought it was not an offside, because the guy who headed the ball back, his last leg was actually away. Or maybe I don't know how the offside rule works. You can confirm to me on that. But you see that there are so many things that are leading into so many controversial decisions that so many people are getting angry at. It's really painful to be Arsenal at the moment. It's really painful, but we can't say anything. We want to hear from you people. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section about what happened as we move on to the next game. Manchester United were playing against Fulham at Fulham. For starters, I think Fulham are done. I think they are gonna be lucky because the teams which were actually upgraded to the Premier League are that terrible. But it's easy for people to say that Fulham should be a team that should be considered as one of the teams that are fighting for relegation, because the way they're playing, it's very painful. They have no goal scorers. They are not moving forward. There's just that disjoint. It's no longer the Fulham of old. The team that gave problems to Liverpool last season, they are not that. Because that game was there to be won. There was also a controversial decision in that game as well. The offside, I think it's called the subjective offside, which was ruled out for the game again for Harry Maguire trying to reach the ball, but it was brought back by Garnacho and it was scored by Scott McTominay. I felt like that was harsh. That was harsh because why are we only being told of the subjective offside rule now? Why was that not explained beginning of the season? That we should know that these things will happen. If of course, if Maguire was in front of the goalkeeper, would say he was disturbing the goalkeeper, but he was not even there. He was moving with the guys, and there was a subjective offside. That did not make sense to me. I need more clarity before I could make my thoughts be known, if you understand what I mean. But again, football for Manchester United is really painful to watch these days. That game was terrible. It was terrible to sit down to watch the game. It was terrible. It only had to be Bruno Fernandes because of so much that has been happening. I think that will keep some critics quiet for some time. But this was a terrible game. And I don't think it has shown us anything in terms of where Ten Hag is going with this team. Maybe it has given him another game or 2 games before he's sacked, but I don't see where he's going with this. But it was a terrible game. As we move on, but Manchester United won by 1-0. Last minute shot by Bruno, which I think the goalkeeper of Fulham should have done better. But there's something, I think Fulham needs some surgery, especially for next season, if they have any hope of doing something. Because what we saw today was terrible. Was terrible really to watch. Manchester City hosted Bournemouth and they beat them by 6 goals to 1. Should have been 6 goals to 0 in fact, but the defense of Man City can get comfortable sometimes, and that's what I think happened in this game. I have to say the star of the match on this game has to be Doku. He scored 1 goal and he assisted the rest of the goals. That tells you how much he is. He reminds me, yes, that Mane vibe, if you understand, Sadio Mane vibe, and I'm telling you, we know what Sadio Mane did for Liverpool. This guy is going to be a force to be reckoned with. He's making Jack Grealish, a £100 million player, be outside watching the game. That tells you how much this guy is and how good he is. He's a force, Jeremy Doku. He is a force to be reckoned with, and I'm telling you, there's so much to come that people are going to appreciate about this player, because the way he's performing and how he's doing it, it's amazing. Phil Foden kept scoring against Bournemouth. I think they're getting tired of him. 4 goals he has already scored every single time he meets with them. Erling Haaland, I don't think he was in the game. I did not see him. If he wasn't, maybe he came out, maybe with an injury or something. But I don't remember seeing him. But this was a good game. Doku scored the 30 minutes. Bernardo Silva scored the 33 and 83 minutes. Akanji scored the 37 minutes. Phil Foden scored 64. And Neto Age scored at the 88th minute mark. That's how the game came to an end. It was a good game. I feel like there's more to come. Oh, Haaland was in the game and he had to be taken out. Maybe it is an injury or something. He was in the game, because when I started seeing the game, I did not see him in the game, but he was in the game. You just see how the game went out, you can understand. It was a good game. Everton played against Brighton, a good game, according to what I've been told, because I was watching the Man City game. It ended 1-1. It tells you maybe there is something that is shown that is building at Everton, because now you can see that there's that fighting spirit with this team. They're coming back, they're showing the interest to fight. The other game was Burnley played against Crystal Palace. It ended Crystal Palace 2, Burnley 0. I keep telling you, the former Manchester City captain is getting relegated with this team. If he doesn't get sacked first, he's getting relegated, because the way this team is playing, it's crazy in the Premier League. You can't play like that in the Premier League if you're expecting something. You can't. It doesn't even make sense. And we still see it here in the pitch. Let's wait and see what happens over the game. The last part of the game is Wolves, which played against Wolves. What a goal, by the way, which was scored by both teams, the 1-1. I enjoyed this Sheffield United goal more than the Wolves goal, but it was exciting to watch. Let's see where these guys go, because there's so much to build into this game. But the penalty, the last minute penalty for Sheffield, so many controversial decisions has been made, and that's another VAR massacre which has been done. So many people need answers for that. But you never know. Let's find out what happens here. So many apologies are coming out from the VAR room, but it's painful, man. Arsenal will feel hard done, as they've lost 3 points in a game which was not supposed to be that way. As well as, I think Manchester United, because they won the game, we can smile with that. But as well as Wolves, they should have gotten something into the game. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section. How did you feel to Saturday's games, and what are you expecting on a Sunday? I'm out. This has been Sam. Click the like button and subscribe to the Connect. Peace. We out.